information about the SPX XSP, and I wanted to bring it up and talk about it. This market can be traded in the evening. Now you got to have the right broker to do that. A lot of brokers are not offering it, but it is being traded, and so you'll see movement in the options overnight. And there's trades that I've done that work fairly well, and I thought I'd share a little bit of that tonight. And it's sort of interchangeable for a lot of reasons, but why would you want to? Can anybody think of any reason why they might want to have knowledge about SPX or XSP at night? Can you think of any reason at all? Willis says you see a lot of movement overnight through Asia and Europe, and it's marked up by the time the next day comes, right? Right, Willis? That's what you're talking about? Yeah, Carol's got the reason I'm interested, make money. And I think it's very interesting. And I think that but it can be traded at night. And I think if you're attending this webinar, you leave here having knowledge that a lot of people don't have. Just say it, okay? And that's good. So here we are. It's 8 o'clock on a Monday night, and we've been going since 5 this morning. And I just finished doing a futures class. Do I have anybody here from the futures class that was here? Our Monday night session? Anybody here? What we focused on tonight was a review of silver and of the E-mini, the micro. And we walked away with what I would say is some good numbers for tomorrow, and or maybe tonight later on, who knows. But we finished the class, and now I wanted to do this. The market right now, does everybody know the following? That stocks actually open up at 8 o'clock at night. That's the opening of stocks. Did y'all know that now? Yeah. So this is a key time at night, and these prices, like for example, if you look at Palantir right now, 155.63, I'd write that number down if you're interested in Palantir, or I would write down NVIDIA 180. Those are two numbers, or the QQQ, which is trading right now. Let me give it to you. The QQQ. Move that out of the way where I can see it. Yeah, here it is, 569.76. Those numbers are good numbers for tomorrow, and they started right now, okay? And so that's the advantage of 8 o'clock at night paying attention. These are the kind of things that give you an edge when you put your money on the line. So folks, join my T-Buzz TV, be on my YouTube channel. I think you're good, be good. Now, when you trade futures, you have to be aware of the futures disclaimer. And I can ask you to read it, but basically the bottom line is futures, options, and currency trading have potential for great rewards, but they also have large potential for risk. But you got to provide for the risk. Seven Sisters update right now. You notice I keep the E-mini, the NASDAQ futures, Dow futures, DAX futures. It's because futures always move ahead. Gold, crude, and bonds. If you look at that, that's where we are for the year to date. So even though maybe the market's a little weak, you'll see that year to date, we're up 8.57%. Yeah, Schwab doesn't allow it, Neil. I think they will allow it. They'll be the next to allow it, but I know Interactive Brokers, that's who I've got an account with. I traded at night. Okay? Allowing you to trade SPX at night. Crude and bonds, crude's down about 9%, almost 10%, and bonds are down 0.85. Okay? Now, if you look at the SPY, the prior high was 646.50. The prior week low was 632.95. The current week open 644. Monday's high was 645.629. Monday's low was 642. The current price of the SPY is 643. Actually, it's 642.80. Okay. So looking at the SPY right now, what you want to see, write this down, to go higher in 645.29, and that would tell you that we're making a new high and would throw us into a bullish mode. That's what we know by looking at the SPY. Everybody take that number from this slide, use it tomorrow. I'll be using it, 645.29. Any questions about that? Now the TQQ, I did a trade on the TQQ today. It's at 89.29 if you look at the TQQ, and the TQQ looks fairly strong. I think the NASDAQ had a decent day. It tried to go higher, was pushed back, but I do think there's some more upside to be thinking about there. So keep your eye on that tomorrow. Even tonight, it's at the top end of its bar, ADM, a stock that I've been talking about for a month now. If you look at it, 64, it's hanging in there pretty good. I think ADM might have some higher prices in store, ADM. There's the daily chart. I'm actually long ADM as of today. It's at 64.38 on ADM. Roblox, we call it. Prior week high was 121. The current price is 125. This stock is telling you what? Looking at the DTI method, what is this symbol telling you is going to happen this week? Just look at those numbers. Should go higher, right? Exactly. And we know that on Monday night at 8 o'clock. There's the chart. It'll be an interesting stock to watch tomorrow. Tesla, this is a trade. We took some profit in Project Zebra today, but I think it's setting up for another run. You look at the current price, 345. I think we got to take out 349 tomorrow, but that's a stock I'd be looking at tomorrow. Tesla. Daily chart looks good. Now, how did I tee these charts up? Does everybody know or have seen me use the 25 ticker sheet? What we're doing, we're making a transition from Monday, which doesn't seem like a lot going on. There is stuff going on if you know where to look. This is how you know where to look. Is this helping you understand the power of that foundational sheet, seeing this stuff? That's one reason I wanted to be here, to show that to you, because I think it's pretty good. All right, now, how many people have been to Ponte Vedra Beach for my small classes? Anybody here been or want to get signed up to come? Let's talk about that real quick. That's where we have, that's a pretty nice facility to have it in, isn't it? Food's pretty good too, I'll say that for him. That's where we have it. Right there in front of that is where I make my picture every morning. All right, here's the upcoming futures in-person class, September 22nd and 23rd, October 6th and 7th, October 13th and 14th, and December 8th and 9th. That's the rest of the year. Make sure if you would like to come to one of those dates, you put your name, email, and phone number in here and let us contact you and see if it works for you, okay? A big benefit of coming, especially the second half of this year, because why? I think we're going to be on a really major run on those dates right there. So write those dates down and try to be here if you can. Again, put your name and email if you want to know more about it. We'll have one of our people give you a call and tell you the story. So what's important? What's so important, I might add, about coming in person? Do you have stuff about trading you'd like to learn? Do you have stuff that you get confused about when it comes to the market? Well, guess what? This is how you get it cleared up. You put the time and effort, okay? That's the way it works. Now, the benefit of the small classes, I cover futures, stocks, and options with the main focus on futures and the DTI method. So the trade, I go from top to bottom where the money is, okay? Yeah, we go out to dinner with you and all that. And David said, I think he's right. There's no substitute for getting this kind of training. You know, you worked hard to get your money. You ought to learn the little ins and outs to have the edge when you take risks. You know, getting all the computers up to speed, that's important. We do that. The nice thing about it, we got a certain curriculum that we go through, but the big part, I think, the big advantage is that what you can do is you can put any subject on our page and we'll cover it. Is that pretty good? David, yeah, we'll take your name and number. Adam, make sure you get David's number and somebody contact him, okay? Yeah, people do come back. People do come back. Setups and trades, follow through for premium results. That's the key. I think people that come actually during some of the classes, depending on how heavy we trade, you know, they leave with a scholarship. I like that because we don't sit there and just educate. We trade together. Now, if you come in person this is a reminder, if you come in first for a future small class, you get a year of the online education on Futures First. If you already have Futures First, it's added to your subscription. That's a big benefit by coming in person. Let's talk Futures First. This is something that's important, and let's cover that. We meet every Monday night, Futures First Education Online, covering the key market I'm looking at for the week. Futures First Education Online includes an entire curriculum constantly expanding every Monday night at 7. I think what I'm going to do at the next class, since I'm really focused on the SPX, I think what I'm going to do is integrate the SPX inside this training we do face-to-face. Yeah, I think I'll do that on the next class. If it goes real well, we'll do it on the next one, keep it as an additional benefit. But every Monday night at 7, we're setting up. Here's a list of the classes we've done in the past, constantly growing our curriculum every Monday night. We go live every Monday night. You know, how to trade gold options. We do a lot of trading in gold options, silver options, micro E-mini, and then E-mini options, and how to trade that first hour of the morning. do credit put spreads. Crude oil, I love trading crude oil. Using spreads. Look what Carol did with me. You might see what Carol did. Pretty valuable stuff. All the archive tradings here, it's great. Just a lot of training and education. Got more than, I mean, you write questions like if you're coming, you go through this and anything you don't understand, we'll definitely cover. All you got to do is show up. Even how to understand stuff down to what I would say, how we write things out in Telegram. The bracket order from tastytrade, one of my favorite orders they have, using the MTI intraday scanner, early month setup, all that stuff. Also included is the Telegram channel in here. We have a Futures First Telegram channel. Keep you updated, how we do it. Pretty cool on what's hot and what's not. Power of the setups that we teach when they are timely. And as Carol says, you really connect the dots when you see this kind of training. The setups using tastytrade and thinkorswim, I got some standard ones everybody takes away. They seem to like them, so we do it. Now here's a possible setup, assuming I get long on S&P at 64.75. I use a bracket order via tastytrade, which allows me to protect myself before I even enter a trade. Now here's the key. Trading the SPX at night. If this baby gets above 64.75, then you can go in, if you had the ability to buy the SPX, you could buy the SPX call, okay? That's how it works. The bracket order, that's what it looks like. It's simple to read. In this case, we set it up, getting out at 64.95 and a stop of 64.55 if we get above 64.75. So that's sort of the trade of the night. I know it right now. Now, can I make that trade tomorrow morning? Yeah, if RB2 is positive. Can I trade the SPX tomorrow morning? Yes, if RB2 is positive. You see how all this works interchangeable, having a futures analysis into the security side? This is where you marry the two to accelerate your profits. This is what I teach you how to do. Being a Futures First member, you get complete education on E-mini futures, including how I enter, how I protect myself, and how I look to take profits. Complete education on how to use futures options, including different strategies, using criteria I use for entry, protection, and targets. I keep it simple for you. And here's the beautiful thing about the way I teach. The format I teach you on the E-mini is good for NASDAQ, Dow, crude, gold, silver, bond, and currency futures. Some of the advantages of learning futures and commodities the DTI way. Yes, you can buy the SP. You can buy the SPY at night, Neil. Absolutely. You get above 64.75, I'd buy it. Definitely. Let me check something real quick. Even I can make a click error, right? There, got it. Anyway, 64.75. What does it mean if we get above 64.75? You can buy the SPX, you can buy the SPY, you can buy the QQQ, you can buy the futures if the S&P gets above 64.75. You will notice that my market timing ability comes from trading the futures. So learn futures from me, and you can transfer it to all these other things. The nice thing about trading futures, if you got a small account, there's no day trade rule. Did y'all know that? You get tax advantages. 60% is long term, even if you only hold it for 2 seconds. 60-40 rule. You can hedge your portfolio. If we run into a night that the market's going crazy for some reason, maybe like a war or something like that, you can hedge yourself with the futures position. And I will be teaching also the SPX. I'm going full boat on this stuff, folks. Be part of it. Hedge that portfolio. You can enter any time during a 24-hour period, reducing risk from overnight trade. That's the beauty of futures. Since futures lead the rest of the market, an edge can be gained, and you use that gain. You have to think ahead. You got to understand this stuff. For example, one thing tonight, you will see if the S&P goes above 54.75 or 64.75, you'll see the futures go higher. You'll see the SPX go higher. You'll see stocks go higher that trade at night. You can trade stocks at night now. So why wouldn't you challenge yourself to learn the futures to have the triggers, even if you don't trade futures? When it comes to teaching futures, no one does it better. According to Alan, he should know. 15 years a student. Or what Roger said, he loves the ability of tuning in to Telegram, seeing what I'm thinking or trading for the week. Pretty cool. The format for Futures First. We train on Monday night at 7. Insights posted in Futures First about what we talked about. And after 8 o'clock Monday night, that's why we have it on Monday night. It opens up the week. I can look at these numbers and tell you where the money's going to be made after we close on Monday. So when's the best time to be in front of you? 7 o'clock on Monday night to give you the roadmap and the game plan. Once you join, check your email for a link for the Futures First Telegram channel, because there will be a posting in there later on tonight. I'm watching it. I'm set. I'm ready to go. Now, I got a special offer tonight because I want everybody to join. You can join through January 2026 tonight for a special offer for $749. That is a way to see what I'm talking about. You get so much. If you join for the small class, what I'm going to do, if you sign up for a small class before Wednesday, I will add this to your small class plus the year, so that's a year and a half almost of that reduces everything down. What do you think about that deal, Adam? So if they sign up by Wednesday's close of business, I'm going to give them, okay, instead of the year, they're going to get the year plus this deal. What do you think about that? So if you're interested in a small class, put your name, email in here if you want that deal. Go to dtitrader.com, get signed up, lock it in, let me know. I'm hitting a chord with you, and we're going to get going. And I wanted to do this tonight because the SPX is integrated in what we're doing. You heard me talk in that program about the jackpot trade. Tomorrow morning, what's tomorrow morning? Wednesday? Check your Telegram channel tomorrow morning if it sets up, okay? It's trade day. Now, I know a lot of you are members of Futures First, and all you got to do is jump on board. There's David wants to come back to another class. He was at the first futures I taught. David's got a lot better since that first one. Yeah, tomorrow's Tuesday, but tomorrow I'm live at 9:45. I'm going to do a jackpot trade if it sets up for my SPX people. So get signed up. Way to go, SP. Way to go for extended. Folks, I'm doing the work. I'm here to help you. Get involved. That's all I can tell you. Any questions before I wrap it up? I gave you my numbers. We just got to wait. Got to wait for the setup. Y'all have a good seeing. I'll see everybody tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock. Thank you so much for coming tonight. But this SPX can be traded at night.